Well, Facebook, would you look at here? I can't believe this is letting me do a live video. So what I'm gonna do, gonna invite some people. Oh, I don't even know what I got to talk about. This is just a test of the FB Facebook broadcasting system. This is only a test to determine if these individual peoples will let me speak to the public. Ain't nothing personal, strictly business. Shit. So I'm just gonna invite till I can't invite no more. They normally got a limit. They need an invite all button to your whole friends list. That'd be dope. But so since I don't got nothing to talk about right now in particular, I got a live tonight at 9:30 with the young elder. Well, I guess I must be done sending out. So we done fucking broke free on Facebook and this bitch. They didn't let us in the motherfucking door again. I know, Asia. Look, these motherfuckers had me blocked where I could post, but I couldn't do live videos. This one is amazing to me because I didn't see it coming. I was just testing to see if the restriction was lifted, and apparently the restriction is lifted. I'm fresh out of Facebook jail on this bitch. So, yeah. I was putting together a file for Young Elder for the night. This Enlil shit. Y'all gotta get it in y'all head. These motherfuckers look like us. But they ain't us. 9:30 Young Elder. Got that right, Steve. So, since I'm in here, it's gonna be a short one, because I wasn't planning on being on here. I'm supposed to be down there getting my hair cut right now. But since I'm on here, if anybody got a couple of questions, y'all could throw a question in. I know. I've been telling them that shit. I've been having convergence of social media blockage. Social media don't want me talking to y'all, telling y'all they look like us, but they ain't us. But not only do I tell y'all that, I show y'all who they is, where they came from, and how they got here. I tell you the names they use or our history in order to play that motherfucking scramble up shit. It's a scrambled egg. It's not impossible to unscramble it, but goddamn, that shit was hard. But now that motherfucker's unscrambled, we finna hatch a motherfucking chicken around this bitch. That's what we gonna do. So, all this time, they've been accusing the so-called white man, and it been some niggas the whole time. Motherfucking Zenjis. Yep. So the show on Young Elder is Tracking the Devil. We're going to be going over who Enlil is and why they black devils. He had to show himself before he left, and he did, and I'm going to show it to y'all. These motherfuckers think I don't be knowing what I be talking about, but they don't never confront these motherfucking receipts I be dropping. So, since they don't like to address the receipts, they just like to use a bunch of gossip and rhetoric. Oh, that nigga don't know what he talking about. He lying over there. He throwing dirt on the Moors. No, I'm not. I'm throwing dirt on dirty Moors because they already dirty, motherfuckers. The good Moors know what I'm doing. The dirty Moors is mad. All you got to do is watch them. See, they thought that they was going to challenge us to this game and we was going to lose. We not going to lose because we know who we be. You don't believe me? You can ask DMX. They don't know who we be, but we know who we be. Every time, they don't ever deal with the receipts. I even give them receipts that they can refute, and they so scared of the receipt that they won't even examine it. And that's how you know when you got them motherfuckers with their back against the wall and their dick is in the dirt. The righteous Moors is against the dirty Moors. They know what I'm talking about. They'll tell you look, you can go sit into a Moor science temple, and the good Moors is going to pull you to the side and say, you got to watch out for them dirty Moors. The good Moors going to tell you. And they're going to say, and you got to watch this one because he be doing this, and you got to watch that one because he be doing that. The good Moors is going to put you up on who the dirty Moors is. And here go the kicker. All of the dirty Moors that got positions of power and abused it, you was the dumbest motherfuckers in the world because you don't think that the grand governing body know who you motherfuckers is. All of the good Moors know what I'm talking about. The grand governing body know who them dirty motherfuckers is. Because they got all of the files from all of the people's complaints on file at the motherfucking grand governing body in their records. They know who y'all, they know who did the dirt. They know who sold the Moorish Science Temple out to the United States Corporation. That's why I say you American citizen on your nationality card, but you ain't seen that yet. Yep. So we going to family banks. We getting away from I had to answer my door. Yep, come on. Get downstairs. What's going on with your nephew? Look good. Yeah, I'll be down. Tell him I'll be down there waiting on man too. Excuse me, I had to let my little nephew in. He had to go get his hair cut downstairs where I need to be going next. Looks a little savage. I don't mind looking a little savage. Yeah, so if anybody got any questions, throw that mug in the comment section and I'm gonna try to answer this. Yeah, so we're getting into the family banks so that we can overthrow the central banking system that left all of the families destitute. The central banks ties back to the Federal Reserve and the IRS, and the checks that you give them in the form of taxes goes to your World Bank and International Monetary Fund. The national debt is the money that they owed us that they said we owed them. So the national debt gonna become the national debit to rebuild the infrastructure. So it's all playing out. We just right now we just some observers watching this shit slow ass build and fall. And that's some hard shit. Yeah, ask your question again, sweetie. I didn't see it. I was looking for some questions. Tano Lady L, you can ask your question again. Hey, this like we be having little family reunions in the comment section. We be seeing people we ain't talked to in a minute. Be what's up? What's going on? They continuing this like it's business as usual because we acting like business as usual. The great solar flare, which is supposed to take out the grid, have anything to do with free? Well, everything right now is all consistent. Raven Rock is, thank you, Dr. Ham. Raven Rock is where the continuity of government is taking place under the FEMA protocols. And there is where all of the transfers of power, keys to the wealth, all of this stuff is taking place over there. And they should be about done by now because what I'm seeing play out in the mainstream is the, 2 weeks ago, I think it was, a week ago, Trump lawyer presented a case to the Senate about the election fraud and played videos of prior Democrats talking about stolen elections. So They about to dig into that shit in a minute. If NASA launch failed, those are just messages. So what you do is you look up the name of the failed launch. You look up the code name for it and translate that shit. Creature from Jekyll Island is when they created the central bank. Yep. Yep. All that shit. The Emerald Tablets, we was going to go over some of that tonight because Thoth warned us about something called the Dark Brothers who look like us, but they ain't us. Ain't that something that it's in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth? Somebody look like us, but it ain't us? Look, paperwork is the paper chain. We got to use our oral tradition until we overthrow their system. That's right. And once we overthrow their system, then we can use our own paperwork. The Black Hand was, I already went over that, but the Black Hand was them niggas that was leading the KKK. Right. Well, I'm not finna break the whole Emerald Tablets down tonight. I'm just gonna show a couple of verses where Tahuti talks about the Dark Brothers and that he got rid of them once, but they let him back in using the conjure. And he's talking about when Enlil called that dragon bitch from the alternate mirror verse and brought her over here to use her mitochondria to usurp the throne of the matriarchs. Well, we caught on to that shit. So, but anyway, when they conjured them motherfuckers over here, they turned everything upside down and backwards in information. So the information is upside down and backwards on purpose in order to confuse the minds of the people that's watching. Mm-hmm. Crooked man walking on the land. Somebody say it's lightning. Yep. So the central banking system is all created upon a constructed fraud. The Three Kings is in the continuity of government, right? They have to be there to make sure that all of the power is secured before they leave, right? Look, your personal decisions, I set myself up where I don't have no bills, so for me to tell you whether to pay your bills or not, that's on you. Until we in power, we ain't in power. What's the delay in big picture being revealed? Y'all not paying attention? I see y'all. I see y'all. Uh, yeah, so and when we get in power, it's not going to be no secret. These motherfuckers is in power. They kept they motherfucking shit a secret. They hid in the background and made other people take the fall for them. We don't hide in the background. So when we get in power, it ain't going to be no mistake about it. Yep, they are definitely doing the mortgage thing, offering up those no interest mortgages because they trying to get you to contract. Don't contract with these motherfuckers and watch they shit fall. All of them incentives they giving you is to keep them in power just a little while longer. So no interest loans, low interest, all that's fraud. They tricking you. They tricking us into going in there getting these no interest mortgages, not knowing that if we don't go and support their system and drag this son of a bitch down, that we won't need to get a mortgage. We already got shit. Yeah, what's up, Sirius Ray? Kino the Peacock. I see you, God. Look, they not going to allow the rules to the game. First of all, is what we missing, because if you understand the rules to the game, you understand what's taking so long. We have to be at critical mass of self-awareness. I mean, this is why they be talking about woke, the woke culture. What the fuck is the woke culture? Right? Who is this? What is they pushing this so-called woke agenda? What's that shit? Right? Because what they telling you, and you ain't paying attention, that if it's enough people that's woke, meaning aware, meaning they know who they is, they 5/5 realize they no longer 3/5 compromise, they can't be imbeciles in law, then they don't have any jurisdiction. So they warning everybody about the motherfucking woke culture. The motherfuckers that's waking up is us. The return of the motherfucking ancient ones, the motherfuckers that came back from eons gone by, and we had to sit and watch while this motherfucking shit played out until we seen the time to seize the power. And as they say, seize the time is now. The time is now to seize the power. And the only way we gonna seize it is when the elder women start saying that this shit is over, telling y'all to clan up, tribe up, click up with your family. Fuck these motherfuckers military shit. If you click up with your family, you bring them motherfuckers back from the military back home, because we got issues over here we need to deal with. Yeah, that the legalese is trickery than a motherfucker. It's a system of levies and liens. The levies is the tribe of Levi. The lien is an anagram for Enlil. They've been tricking us the whole time. We just didn't know it. They've been using barristers' lingo to tell you who behind it, because you're not a barrister. You don't know what they're saying. You know? Yep. They got us all locked down with a paper chain. You got to overthrow their system by separating from their contractual layout. Everything is a contract. And until you start separating from them contracts, you are supporting them staying in power, and it's dragging this shit out longer than it need to be, because enough of us ain't left the job yet because we scared, right? We scared of they gonna cut off our lights and our gas, and they gonna evict us if we don't pay our rent. Well, it's part of a process. Set yourself up where you don't need to deal with that shit. Shit. Go get a fucking generator. All of that shit got to come back to us anyway, right? Anything that's affect mass numbers of people, like gas, water, and electric, the government, that's the responsibility of government. That's why Noble Drew Ali said that he was going to leave these people in power until we learn how to run a government. Well, I can run the fuck out of government. I don't need none of them motherfuckers. If they just let me put the shit how it's supposed to go, with it run the way it's supposed to run, and this shit'd be easy. But we ain't supposed to have gas, light, and water bills. That's all of this shit that they was using as tools of oppression. All that shit is to keep you from ever advancing in the society. It's to keep you into an economic stupor. Because the pains of poverty is what keeps you from realizing the cause of the poverty. Because if you knew the cause of it, you could change it within a twinkling of an eye. But you don't know the cause of the poverty, that fractional reserve central banking bullshit, and the people that's backing that shit ain't even from here. They just want some gold so they can live, right? So when you want to get rid of the enemy and they want to negotiate, we want their technology, and they can have some gold. Every 3,600 years, we had a quota of gold. That's it. So when they come back, we give them some more gold, and they give us some more tech. But they not staying here. Even the good ones can't stay here. They ain't from here. Get your motherfucking ass off world, because you not one of the earthborn from the spirits of the earth. So you got to go. And some of the people that y'all been down and thinking is the enemy been helping you the whole time. And you didn't like them because they was too light for your flavor, but these motherfuckers was warriors fighting for the liberation of Earth, right? You got to remember, when they use this doctrine called white supremacy as a racist doctrine, it's only a caste system. And if you don't get somebody into the upper caste, you can't never get from under the oppression of the upper class. Hey, Daniel, who was that festival you sent me earlier? That shit looked like it was cracking. Hey, Mandy. So, I ain't gonna keep y'all in here too much longer, but when y'all see these motherfuckers acting like leaders, your motherfucking Jesse Jacksons and your Al Sharptons, them motherfuckers, look, if something happened, it costs $10,000 retainer to get Al Sharpton to come speak at your event. Why in the fuck would you get that perm lace motherfucker to come say anything for you when he don't do shit but talk? Pacify the public in order to keep them motherfuckers in line. When your driver's license expires, don't renew it. All of the driver's license is that you are a agent of the corporation, a legal fiction doing business on the high seas. That's all it is, your driver's license. Right? So oh yeah, well that festival looked alive as hell. Look, they've been calling niggas out to keep us calm for 100 years, and we still falling for it. Go out there and calm them angry Negroes down, and you motherfuckers let them come out, sing "We Shall Overcome," "Kumbaya, my Lord," and all that old shit, and then go home and go to bed like nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened. Y'all ain't mad no more. Well, motherfucker, I'm still mad from 1962, and I wasn't even born yet. So my anger didn't never go nowhere. I just had to figure out where to use it and how to motherfucking make it fruitful for my own struggle, because ain't no way in the world I'm going to let these bitch niggas beat me with the same recycled bullshit they beat everybody else with. Yeah, they don't want us to be angry. Motherfucker, we supposed to be angry. What Malcolm say? If you're not an angry black man in America, then you're an insane black man in America. Ain't nothing wrong with being angry. What you gonna do with that shit, though? You just gonna be mad and take it out on yourself, or you gonna be mad and take it out on your family? No, fuck that shit. My family ride with me. We all gonna be in this shit together at the end. I'm not taking that shit out because they pissed me off and set up central banks and lied and brought people over here to sign treaties and appointed chiefs. Yeah, that's all part of the motherfucking... Look, what they was telling us in the Bible was the sojourn of Israel in the desert following behind Moses. That was the trail of motherfucking tears over here. Motherfucker, that shit wasn't no happy shit. What was they doing? They was matriculating us out, slowly but surely, and replacing us with Huns and Mongols and Vedics. The motherfuckers they brought over here in bondage. They was replacing us on the Trail of Tears. All you got to do is listen to Chief Warhorse. She break that shit all the way down. You just don't know who is who in the picture until we point them out to you, because we didn't know they brought motherfuckers to masquerade as us over here to pretend to be us, right? You know the ones that took sides with us because they tell you that we the original motherfuckers that was on the land and they riding with us. And then the other ones that say stuff like, I wish these black people stop telling everybody they Indians. Them the motherfuckers that's the enemy. They tell you flat out. So you only got two group of these $5 motherfuckers, right? So these $5 motherfuckers come over here. They can sit their ass down because Big Rod gonna make change out that ass, right? And we gonna change that $5 ass to a 5-cent motherfucker, right? So when they came over here, they brought You got to go back to who the Etruscan Moors was fighting as Romans. The Roman wars was with Huns, Mongols, and Vedics. They went into India and got the scroll of government or the scroll of caste. The caste sutra is what it's called. And it's the scroll of government. The definitive ruler of the earth carries the scroll of government. And there's several parts of it, and the collection of the scrolls together is called the Scrolls of Destiny. If you can secure the scroll of government until the close of the age, you hold the government. This is how these motherfuckers get 6,000 years to rule, right? But it took them a sizable portion to find the scroll. They found the scroll with Alexander. Go look at the story of the birth of Alexander when they talk about he was born from God. That's Enlil's son. I'm telling you, motherfuckers, the story ain't no secret. As Enlil's son was Alexander, the so-called great. I call him the great because that motherfucker wasn't nothing but a motherfucking fodder for wine with his homeotestical self, right? He probably sucked more penis than the prostitute on 47th Street during the crack era, you know? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. These motherfuckers can't trick you when you know who you is, because they don't vibrate on your frequency. Then they tell on themselves, right? The shit you say out your mouth is called the truth. Irritates their spinal column to the point where they have to act out. They got to say something. They can't just mind their goddamn business, sit their bitch asses down and get somewhere and be quiet until the storm blow over. They got to say something because the truth is irritating to their soul. The very fact that they over here under the false pretense of usurpation, Jacobin, underminers, supplanters, them motherfuckers came over here to replace us, and I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that shit at all, right? Yeah, well, all those bills is going up to keep you perpetually in poverty. Y'all don't understand the game, so y'all keep being victimized by it. The only thing we gonna do as a collective is shut this bitch down. And the only way to shut it down is don't nobody go to work Tuesday. But that's few and far between, because unless everybody is understanding what's taking place on a metaphysical level, it's probably almost next to impossible. It's almost next to impossible to get people to understand what's taking place if they don't understand any of the metaphysics involved. And it's basically is you either part of the solution or you part of the problem. And you know you part of the problem when everything you do benefit the system more than it benefits you. That means that you supporting that they bullshit. Look, they got whole countries stop paying their light bills. I think it was one of those countries in Europe. It was like 20,000 people or some shit like that. Like, fuck a light bill. And they didn't turn their shit off because it was too many of them. No, Noah was Utnapishtim, and it wasn't the world that flooded under Noah. But that's a whole nother story. I don't want to get into that because I'd take up too much time. Yep. Let me see if I could pin that comment. Pin that for a minute. Y'all hear the guy talking? All of the baptisms is monetized because they have to dip you into the sea. Because remember, they said that we are stranded at sea. A baptism means that they pulled you from the ocean, from the waters, right? It's symbolic. To pull you from the water, meaning to rescue you from sea, and then they render you a straw man certification. Your straw man has been captured by the naval ship called the Admiralty Jurisdiction of the United States Corporate Fiction. That's what the baptism is about. We didn't baptize with water, we baptize in oil. That's why it's called anointing, right? The anointing of the Christ, which is the oil. It's the oil on the forehead, the olive oil, the gator oil, the crocodile oil, right? It's that golden oil that's a similar, or I would say it's a facsimile of the sacred secretion that rises up your spine when both of your left and right hemisphere, your brain pumping. Yeah, it's got to be enough though. If the problem is that too many people scared to step away from the system and what it entails. You gonna have first they got an opportunity to step away from the system on their own. When enough people would receive the information to divorce themselves from the system, then you have enough people now where anybody who don't get it at that point, they gonna catch it the hard way because they not gonna be prepared because they just gonna start shutting shit off. Now remember, they got a lot of motherfucking water crises, flood crises. All these are activating FEMA in real time. FEMA is a continuity of government. Watch what they doing because they rolling the continuity of government out one natural disaster at a time. One natural disaster at a time. FEMA get control of one little area at a time until the big disaster hit, which is going to put us in what we call a national crisis, and FEMA is going to have to take charge. That means either all of the lights go off across the land or from an EMP or some bullshit like that. And then what's that called? Oh, so once all of these natural disasters start hitting, they're gonna have hurricanes gonna be hitting any time now. We going into the season with hurricane season. And hurricane season, pay attention to the names of the hurricanes and the tropical storm. Research and investigate what the name means. When you find that the name is the same name as one of the elders that was giving us information, like when I was identifying Cyclone Marcus in Australia, right? And I remember Garvey said, look for me in the whirlwind, right? So when it hit, I'm reading the vitals of the cyclone, and it keep hitting on the number 7 here, 7 over there, 7 here, 7 this, 7 that. So it's directly talking to me from Garvey. So while I'm sitting here watching this play out, I'm listening to a qualified apology request from Ghana. What that means is if we did anything wrong, tell us what we did wrong and we'll make amends for it. So when he offered the qualified apology, we the ones have to qualify the apology because they said we came from over there. How do we qualify it? We find out who they is versus who we is, right? We can't qualify that apology. That means we can't accept Ghana's apology because they done nothing wrong to us. It was these other bastards over here masquerading as conquistadors. They running around claiming to be us, acting like they us, and they the motherfuckers that's holding the power in secret. They the ones did the dirt. They the ones put us, overtook Big Mama house and called it the Big House. They don't want Big Mama getting no credit for shit. Well, fuck you motherfuckers. I'm going to give Big Mama all the credit she can deserve. This her shit and her daughter's shit and them my sisters. And that's my Big Mama. And my mama is one of her daughters. So all you rotten motherfuckers can give it up. Mama said don't let nobody take nothing from your brothers and your sisters. Well, I'm here to get it all back. I'm back for every fucking thing they owe, no longer oppressed. We didn't overthrow those, just put us in this rotten mess. Now you can ask Pac and he can agree and can. We can pick sides and then against our enemies ride. Yep, Zionist Jews came in as conquistadors, challenged us to a conjure war, fezzes against feathers. All of the fezzes is in the motherfucking Washington Memorial are the motherfuckers that's the masters that going in the war. They there. All you got to do is I batch the motherfucking fez up to the dirty motherfucker and you know exactly who you was warring against to the individual. Them is Enlil kids. They thought they were smarter than us. So we go back to where Enlil came in and showed them the dirt from the beginning. It's the dirt from the beginning, right? They settled the Turkish land and called themselves Ottomans. And they got kicked out of Africa and settled in Europe as Etruscans. And they became the founding fathers of the motherfucking Roman Empire once they infiltrated Greece. So you got to know what they did. If you don't know what they did, you can't undo this shit. They told me it was like scrambling an egg. Well, nigga, I unscrambled that bitch in real time, and they don't like it. They don't like it, so all they can do is just put me in Facebook jail or block me on Instagram or some shit. Do what you do. I'm still going to keep telling these motherfuckers the same thing. This shit is over. All we waiting to do is see our leadership step out and tell y'all, Rod bust them motherfuckers in the Badusi and left them bent over and stupid. They shouldn't have never ran up on a gorilla and they wouldn't have never got their cage rattled. That's all I'm saying. That's nothing personal. It's just family business. So the family told me to redeem the family. So I redeemed them motherfuckers. Fuck these motherfuckers and the horses they rode in on, or the motherfucking Sky Chariot, whatever they want to call it. Sky Chariot or Pegasus or whatever the fuck they want to call it. Because y'all don't know Pegasus was the Sky Chariot's name. And they didn't use a real horse. That was just like flying horse was a term like we use horsepower in reference to cars. They call it Pegasus. Pegasus power. The motherfucking Vimanas. Right? Look up the Vimanas Sutras. It's about the ships. Look up the Vimanas Wars. It'll tell you how you got in this motherfucking big ass conflict with motherfuckers across the family that don't got nothing to do with you. But I'm gonna be going over it in detail tonight on Young Elder. I'm gonna show you these motherfuckers from when they came, right? It tell you right in the Bible when they came. So we're gonna go over some shit. Yep. Humpty Dumpty. All Humpty Dumpty was motherfucking unmotherfucking harnessed potential. Wasted potential. That's what an egg is. It's pure potential. You don't know if it's going to be a chicken or a rooster till it hatch. But it might not be fertile, so it might never hatch. Every egg ain't the same. Yep. The ship was the Mayflower. And they called the Mayflower's original name was the good ship Plymouth. And they call it the Mayflower because the Mayflower is the sunflower, which is the symbol for the sun, which is one of Enlil's logos. Yeah, the preachers are scared. Most of them is under the threat of death if they tell you. So 9:30 tonight on Young Elder, y'all catch me on there. And I'm about to wrap this up. I got to go get my hair cut. So I'm going to be talking to y'all tonight from Young Elder. They look like us, but they ain't us. How could you deceive a motherfucker if he don't look like you into thinking that you ain't you? Right? You got to be a motherfucker look like you, want you to think you came from Africa and all the time you was already here. We've been here so long, we had to build a place called here in order for it to exist. I'm telling you, we the spirits of the earth spirits, right? And the spirits of the earth spirits is called the Neteru. And the Neteru translate out of motherfucking ancient hieroglyphics into modern English as the gods. But we don't see the God concept in the same way that the rest of the world has been taught the God anthropomorphic concept, right? So a lot of them preachers are scared to tell it, but the ones who tell it, their congregation gets scared and run off. So now he can either, give it to them a piecemeal and hope they can put it together to keep them there long enough to get as much as he can, or it won't work. They gonna all run off. The most terrifying thing you could tell a motherfucker is the truth. A motherfucker will accept anything as long as you don't tell them the truth. They take all of your sweet little lies over your motherfucking bitter ass truth. And that's why motherfuckers be coming at my head, because the truth is annoying to motherfuckers that's abhorrent to the truth. Right? It's contagion and aberration. These motherfuckers know what's up. Yep. So since I'm back on here, I'm going to be back more live on here like I used to be, since they done let me out of jail. I guess I'm out on bond, because they never gave me no notification I was in jail. They didn't give me no notification I was out of jail. And now, I guess I must be out on bond. Somebody must have bailed me out, and I don't know it yet. But, y'all, I'm going to keep it up. I'm going to keep on knocking till these motherfuckers kick the doors down. Then let the GDs in the door. All right. Peace out, fam.